Everybody, what is going on? So we have played Arsenal. We've actually lost against Arsenal in a pre-season friendly. Now, and quite frankly, was quite literally a match of two halves. The first half being quite entertaining, quite interesting, and the second half almost looking lethargic and kind of boring at some points. So it was overall. I thought it was quite a fun match, and it was pretty much what you expect from a pre-season match, where in the first half the team really tried, and then second half when the youngsters come on, that's when the energy, that's when the team kind of looks defeated, kind of looks rather poor. But that's basically what you can expect from a preseason friendly. So let's actually start with the first half because I think that was basically the thing that most people were interested in. Now, the first half, I think we start off almost immediately looking very, very good. We get good chances. We perform good from the wings, from both left and the right. Ribery looks very sharp, and an interlink between Thomas Muller and Hammers looks very good as well. And then through the center as well. I think most of our chances really came through the center after like the first 10 minutes. Like the first 10 minutes or so, it was mainly through the wings. And then after like 10, 15 minutes, we just looked really, really solid throughout the middle. And the likes of Tolisso playing very, very well. Even Javi playing very, very well. I mean, there was a chance that Javi wins the ball very high up the field, gives it to Muller. I think Muller gives it to Lewandowski, and he just takes a little too long. There were multiple times when we just broke through the middle, through Tolisso, through Muller. There was like obviously the offside where Muller heads the ball to Tolisso, and the linesman, I should say, judges it as offside, which obviously it wasn't. But like I said, there were a lot of these moments, and overall, I thought we looked very, very good. I liked Tolisso a lot in that first half because he just kept making runs. He kept winning the ball. He kept passing the ball forward, and then he kept making the runs. And I thought that was probably the best thing about him, that he kept making those runs all the time. He gave the ball, wanted a 1-2. He gave the ball, looked for a 1-2. He gave the ball, ran behind to try and receive a 1-2. So just him doing that a lot, obviously that takes a player out, and that will help ultimately go and attack much better than we have done previously. And for example, last season where we didn't have that much, where your player would give the ball from deep and then make that run to take a player out of position. So just him being there, I thought he was probably the man of the match. Man of the match for both sides and man of the match overall. And that just says a lot for a player that just came into the team, that he's performing so well. I'm just hoping that he can continue doing so well, because ultimately him doing well is going to be us doing well. So I just like seeing that. Ribery, I thought, first half, towards the beginning of the half until like 25 minutes in or so, he was pretty poor, to be fair. But then, the last 20 minutes or so, he looked very, very good. You have the likes of Hummels, who I thought was flawless. I don't think he made a single mistake, and he always looked very solid. I think probably our weakest player was Alaba, in all fairness. It's quite noteworthy actually that every time Arsenal did attack, it was mainly through that spot, mainly through his position, and you could just tell that Alaba, he wasn't really up to task today. He was probably a glaring weakness today, which is kind of hilarious because once he got forward towards like the end, like the last 10 minutes or so, he looked like a completely different player. But once he had to defend again, he just I don't know what it is at the moment, but he just looks rather poor. Now, we scored through a penalty. Lewandowski scored through a penalty that Bernard won. I've seen a lot of people say that it wasn't a penalty. A lot of people said that it was a penalty. I'm personally in the camp that I think it was a penalty, a very soft one, but it was still a penalty. And so for me, the result ultimately, I think, wasn't justified, because obviously Arsenal did score in the last minute, but I kind of saw that coming. I really did see that coming. But ultimately you lose on penalties. I mean, penalties are one of those things that, it works one day, it doesn't work the other day. I'm just a little bit concerned. There are a few players I'm concerned about, and that one of them is definitely Renato Sanchez. Him coming on, he had one good moment all throughout the time that he came on, but besides that, he didn't really look that good. I was expecting him to do really, really well, considering the amount of pressure he's under. And a footballer, obviously, you're supposed to deliver under pressure. That wasn't really the case with Renato. So he had one good moment, and then obviously he missed the penalty. So I just feel a little bit sorry for him, because perhaps the poor performance, players often realize when they have a poor performance, but when they miss a penalty, that's just worse. That just destroys your confidence, and I didn't like to see that. I wish Renato would have actually scored that. That isn't the case. Might look a bit tricky for him. Especially with the way that Tolisso is playing at the moment. Tolisso, Thiago, Vidal, I think most people kind of expect those three to interchange, to play as much as possible. And you just wonder, is there a place for Renato Sanchez? Quite frankly, the more Tolisso plays, the less I can actually say there is. Which is a shame considering I always thought that Sanchez, this season that he would be basically like the first sub, and the next season he would be a starter. Obviously, that doesn't look the case right now. I'm hoping he goes on loan to a place where he can actually learn a culture, but also get regular game time so that when he comes back, he'll be a starter or at least a first sub. But Real Sanchez is quite in a quite tricky situation at the moment, so I'm just hoping that that goes well. Um, I mean, you're obviously looking at Arsenal side as well, and Peter Cech, he was pretty good. He was honestly pretty good. There are a lot of good saves. I mean, I think if it wasn't for him, honestly, we could have easily had 4 or 5 goals today. Which is also, really says a lot about our chance conversion, because the conversion was pretty poor. Like I said, we had like a good solid 6, 7 chances. I can think of Hammers having like a good 3 chances that he could have easily scored. Lewandowski could have had another goal if he just stretched a little bit. Then Tolisso not being offside. I mean, like I said, there were a lot of good moments. Alaba's free kick, that perhaps not so much because it's a free kick, so you kind of expect the keeper to save it. That's basically the expectancy. But overall, I thought we had a pretty good game. A few standout players, obviously, being Tolisso, Hummels. I thought Stark was really, really good as well. And overall, I thought those were pretty much our standout players. And I'm just hoping that in the next match against AC Milan, we'll have a similar good match. And that's all I'm really hoping for, because that's all we really need for pre-season. But I will see you guys until next time. Peace out, everyone, and have a nice day. Bye.